This is a tutorial on how to farm in Valheim, specifically carrots, turnips, barley, and flax. Let's start with carrots, since these are the first vegetable that you will find in the game. You will find carrot seeds in the Black Forest. And when you use the cultivator tool to make some cultivated land, you can plant these carrot seeds into the ground, and in 3 days time they should make a full-grown carrot. And when you loot this carrot, you can actually take this carrot and you can actually plant it back into the ground, and it will actually make carrot seeds. And when you harvest that, it will give you 3 seeds. So every single time you plant a seed, you will get 1 carrot. But if you plant a carrot, you will get 3 seeds. So you effectively triple the amount that you get, but you first have to kind of, plant the seeds and then get the carrot, and then you have to plant the carrot to get the seeds. So it actually takes 6 in-game days to triple the amount of carrots you have. But it's also worth noting that it might sometimes be faster than 3 days. Sometimes it can be like 2.2 in-game days or 2.6. So it's a little bit weird, but it's in around that time. Now, the very nice thing about carrots and turnips as well is you can use these to tame and feed your boars. So instead of trying to find raspberries and blueberries all the time, it's actually much better to start growing turnips and carrots because you will eventually have hundreds of them, and by the time you get further in the game, you will literally have no use for them other than feeding your boars. Now let's talk about the next vegetable, the turnip. Now the turnip can only be found in the swamp biome, and you'll get turnip seeds that you can take to your cultivated land in your base area wherever you live, as long as it's not in the mountain. And you can plant 1 turnip seed to make a turnip, and when you get a turnip, you can basically plant it into the ground and get 3 turnip seeds from 1 turnip. So much like the carrots, you plant a turnip seed to get 1 turnip, but when you plant a turnip, you get 3 turnip seeds so that you can plant like 3 more turnips and eventually triple your vegetables. Turnip seeds and turnips will roughly take the same amount of time that carrots and carrot seeds take to grow as well. So that's like 2.2 to 3 in-game days. And you can use them to tame or feed your boars. Alright, so let's talk about your end-game crops. Now, your end-game crops are barley and flax. They can both be found only in the plains biome, and they can only be grown or planted in the plains biome effectively. They won't grow anywhere else. You can find both barley and flax in the fueling or the goblin villages around the plains biomes. Now, instead of talking about each one individually, I'm going to talk about barley and flax as a whole, because they basically work exactly the same. So when you plant barley and flax, they will take about 2 to 3 in-game days, much like every other crop in the game, literally taking about 3 in-game days to grow. But these crops do not have a seed version. So when you pick up flax or you pick up barley, you can literally plant it into the ground the exact same way, flax and barley, in the ground, and then when you harvest them, you just get flax and barley back. You don't have like seeds or things like the carrots and the turnips do, which I'm so glad for, because the seed system with the carrots and the turnips are really frustrating to work with. Now, after you've planted flax and barley and they've fully grown, when you actually harvest them, you will actually get 2 times the amount. So if you plant 1 flax, you can harvest it to get 2 flax. So you basically double your crops every 3 in-game days. So make sure to wall off a nice big area of the plains biome. Be careful of death skeetos at all times because they can fly over your walls, and just be wary of them. Just kind of cultivate a huge area of land like I have here. Plant as much flax and barley as you can. When you're starting out, take only half of it, plant it, and then take the other half to your base to kind of process it and turn it what it needs to be turned into. Like flax can be turned into linen, and linen can be used to craft padded armor and like the end game kind of armor in the game currently. And barley is obviously used in your windmills to create barley flour, which can be used to make some really good foods in the game to give you high health and high stamina. And we didn't talk about it earlier, but the carrots can also give you carrot soup, and turnips can give you turnip soup, as well as being able to eat them themselves. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about farming in Valheim right now. I'm sure you've probably noticed the whole video. You're like, how the hell does he line everything up so perfectly? What is he doing? How my game doesn't do that? Now, these are mods. I have 3 mods installed that help me with farming. If you're interested, I'm going to give you the mod names right now, and you can check my mod video in the description below to how to install the mods. The first mod is called CropReplant, and this is the mod that actually lets me kind of pick up a crop and replant it immediately in groups. Like you saw me, I was picking up like 7 crops at a time, and then they were instantly planted into the ground again. It's so easy to work with. And then there's FarmGrid, which, as you can tell, is the one that aligned everything up like the perfect amount between every single crop there. It gives you a whole grid. So you kind of place one, and then you place the second one, and it will give you the exact distance it needs to be. That's not too close, but also is close enough so that you can put as many kind of crops in one place as possible without being spread out too far or without being in like some random kind of like lines and stuff. So FarmGrid is pretty good for that. And then you have PlantGrowProgress, which is a mod that you can see when I hover over a crop, it actually tells me the percentage of how long it still has to grow. Like it'll be like, okay, this is only 46% grown. So you just wait until that's 100 and then the crop will be finished and you can literally just harvest it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful, and happy farming in Valheim, guys. Thanks for watching.